It's November 1942, minus 36 degrees. You haven't moved in 11 hours. You're frozen to the floor of a factory that used to make newspapers and now mostly makes widows. Somewhere across the rubble, someone is trying to find you. You know this because they've been shooting at your last known position for 3 hours. They're getting closer. You don't move. Your feet stopped hurting at hour 4. You've decided that's fine. You are 19 years old. 3 months ago, your biggest problem was a broken machine at the tractor factory. Then Stalin looked at a map, looked at a list of names, and decided your personality needed character development. Congratulations, you're going to Stalingrad. Pack whatever you want to lose forever. Level 1. The Unwilling Tourist. The letter arrives. The neighbor sees the courier. By lunch, the whole street knows. Nobody comes to say anything. They just know. Your father says nothing because he knows exactly what free travel to the Volga means. At the induction center, they give you a uniform 2 sizes too big, and the rifle older than your grandfather. 1 rifle for every 2 men, which means you have 2 career options: shoot the enemy or wait for your friend to die and take his rifle. Flexible planning. The pay is 8 rubles a day, less than the factory, but the bullets are free, so really, great deal. You cross the Volga on a barge. German bombers are turning the river into a fountain. Your commander quotes order, "No one step back." Incredible speech. There's nothing behind you but a river on fire. You dive into a basement. You are shaking. You are alive, which in Stalingrad makes you overqualified. Level 2. You have now been here 24 hours. Congratulations, you are now experienced. You haven't learned anything. You've simply not died yet. Layout of your new home. 20 meters left, rubble. 20 meters right, dead Germans. Above, German aircraft. Below, more rubble, probably a previous soldier. Directly ahead, a wall with a hole in it. Temperature, minus 36 degrees Celsius. Your boots are too tight for extra socks, so you stuff newspapers in your jacket and hope the headlines keep you warm. The food arrives. It is frozen horse. Not prepared, not cooked, just a piece of a frozen horse. An animal that 3 weeks ago had hopes and a direction in life. You eat it. It's the best meal you've had all week. Level 3. Accidental management. Someone noticed your tally. 12 kills, mostly because the Germans were the only ones standing still enough to hit. They promote you to Graffiter. 62% raise, 200% more responsibility. You now lead a fire team, which means you decide which of your 3 friends takes the most dangerous window. You spend your days in a chimney stack, breathing brick dust, learning the math of the rubble. German officer, worth 1 bullet. German messenger, worth 2. German tank, you pretend you didn't see it. You write letters home about the weather, because the censors delete anything real, like the fact that your best friend from training is now part of the floor plan. Level 4. The Red Ghost. You have now 100 kills. The Germans call you the Red Ghost. Back home, they'd call you a hero. Here, you're just a guy who hasn't been hit by a rocket yet. You stop learning the names of replacements because it's easier than mourning a guy who's only going to be around for a lunch break. You once spent 18 hours frozen in a gutter waiting for 1 target. Your sweat had frozen your uniform to the ground. You couldn't feel your hands. You couldn't feel much of anything. When you finally pull the trigger, it's not glory. It's not even relief. It's just that you really, really want to get back to the cellar and check if there's any horse meat left. New skills unlocked. You can identify a German officer by the way he hesitates before crossing open ground. He's been trained to survive. That's his problem. Survival instinct makes you predictable. Predictable makes you a target. You know this because you are this, and yet here you are still crossing open ground, because the alternative is staying still. And staying still means thinking, and thinking is not recommended at this stage of the game. You receive a medal in a basement. No ceremony, no crowd. Just a commissar, a piece of metal, a handshake, and the commanders hope that you'll use your talent to kill at least 80 more before spring. You go back to your window. The window doesn't care about your medal, neither do the Germans. Level 5. End of the war. It is February 1943. Something has changed, not inside the city, but around it. The attacks are getting slower. Then one morning, silence. Not just any silence, a different silence, the kind with no follow-up. You climb out of the rubble for the first time in weeks and stand upright in daylight. You'd forgotten what that felt like. 300,000 German soldiers surrounded, 91,000 taken prisoner, including a field marshal. The Sixth Army, the pride of the Wehrmacht, gone. The war is over. You light a cigarette with the German match, found in a coat that no longer has an owner. Someone asks if you're going home. You don't know what home looks like anymore. You've been operating in 5-meter increments for 5 months. The concept of a street you recognize feels like someone else's memory. Final level. Return. They tell you to go home. No announcement, no speech. Just a quiet order that sounds almost normal. You get on a train. Nobody talks because there's no language left for what just happened. You look out the window. Fields, trees, villages that were not turned into dust. It feels wrong. Your mother finds you at the station. She holds you like she's checking your reel. You don't hug her back right away because your body forgot what this is for. They give you food. Warm, soft, clean. You eat too fast because your mind is still waiting for something bad to happen after. At night, you lie in a bed. No explosions, no one dying next to you. Just silence. Real silence. It doesn't comfort you. It presses on your chest harder than the noise ever did. People ask, what was it like? You could tell them about the cold, the hunger, the bodies, but none of that would explain it. So you say, it was bad, because that's all they can hold. You go back to the factory. Your hands work fine. Your mind doesn't follow the same rules anymore. You notice things, distances, open spaces, sudden movements. You don't choose to, you just do. They call you lucky. You don't argue, but you don't agree either, because luck would have been never going there at all. You're home. That's what everyone tells you. But part of you is still somewhere else, frozen to the floor of a factory, watching a doorway, waiting for something to move. It will wait there for the rest of your life. If you made it this far, you basically survived Stalingrad from your couch, which, let's be honest, is exactly the right way to experience it. So if you are new to the channel, subscribe to the Foxhole. Someone else made a horrible decision in a different century and we're covering it next. See you there.